Win number 5 on the season for Penn State. Not the prettiest one in the world, coming into this one as 28-point favorites, only winning by 16. Numbers a little skewed because they did give up the touchdown very, very late. I think there was 20-something seconds left, maybe 15 seconds left. Either way, slow start for Penn State. Back-to-back drives of punts to start the game. First one was a 3-and-out, which was not looking good. UCLA had a little bit of a drive. Overall, just not a hot start, but they did bounce back. They scored in 5 of the next 6 drives. Drew Allard, solid. Didn't do anything too crazy. He did have that one really deep ball to Liam Clifford. Liam Clifford 3 for 107 today. Caught all 3 of his targets. I thought the pass game was decent. I didn't think it was great. I thought Drew Allard got a little bit of happy feet back there in the pocket. Moving around a little bit too much. Missed a couple throws early on, but did really good at sitting down, settling in, and just kind of figuring things out. Ty Warren, pretty solid. Harrison Wallace, a solid day, 3 for 46. Run game, no Nick Singleton. Franklin said after the game that they found out early in warm-ups that Nick Singleton won't be able to give it a go. Katron Allen led the way with 21 for 78 and a touchdown. Not a great day, just an okay day. Quentin Martin filled in as that backup running back. Only had 1 carry, but he did have three receptions for 18 yards, and that's kind of his bread and butter. He is that all-around, all-purpose back, I guess you could call him. I think he might be used a little bit more going forward because of his pass-catching ability out of the backfield. But hopefully Nick Singleton comes back next week. The talk of the day for the offense, though, has to be that Vega Ione going in motion and just absolutely destroying that outside linebacker for UCLA. Not once, but twice. Put him on his ass again. And just watching offensive linemen in motion. I know a lot of people have seen it at Penn State. Kansas guys have seen it when Andy Koltanicki was there. But for it now to be on the national stage on Fox, going viral now on social media, I think more and more OCs are going to try to do stuff like this. Just a really meh day. Defense, Zaki Wheatley was active, very active early on. Made a couple big plays in the first couple drives. Tony Rojas, solid day, led the team with 8 tackles, tackle for loss. Looking through it right now, Jalen Reed had the sack. Zane Duran had a half sack. Vanover had half a sack. Denai Dennis Sutton and Abdul Carter had a lot of pressures, a couple tackles for loss for each of them, or together total, whatever. Second, the defense I questioned a little bit. They let a quarterback who has never made any career starts in college football until today, and Justin Martin, get a couple big chunk plays on them. Not just through the pass game, but they also had a couple big chunk plays in the run game too, UCLA. And now you can blame that on a couple different things. You can blame that on like the one play, or I should say not one play, multiple plays. Tyra Elston just filled the wrong gap completely, ended up getting stuffed by the offensive line, and then the guy cuts over and wide open, big run play, 10-plus yards. I think it was around 15 yards or something like that. UCLA as a whole, not a great team, really bad team. So for them to have, 6 big plays, and most of which came in the first half, not a good sign. 4 of those 6 came in the first half. Plays of 16 yards, 18 yards, and a 53-yard pass from Justin Martin to T.J. Harden, their running back. T.J. Harden also had a solid 14-yard run up the middle in that second half, or in the second quarter. And that's when Elston was just kind of stuffed in that middle. And I feel like defense, I know it's that bend, don't break. It just wasn't great today. It was just average, in my opinion. That's a big issue going forward because this USC team that Penn State has to face next week is very potent on offense. We've seen them have some ups and downs. We've seen them look really good against LSU and a bunch of kind of nobodies for the most part. And then they struggled against Michigan. What was this? 2 weeks ago, a week ago. So it's an up and down USC team. I do think that their offense is still potent, still a very good coach, very good quarterback, very good weapons in general. All 4 stars, 5 stars across the board. So this defense has to be ready. Tom Allen has to get his guys ready. So I think that's going to be a big issue, or big emphasis this week, I should say. Hopefully Nick Singleton's back because without him back there, the run game is still solid, but it's not as good without him. Or it's not as good without him, I should say. Overall, a win's a win, 27-11. Not the greatest in the world, like I said before. 28-point favorites going into this one. A lot of people had Penn State covering this one with ease. But UCLA put up a little bit of a fight early on, and that's how you got to this 27-11 score. Good news is special teams. Penn State finally has their kicker. After Sanders Sahadak had a couple misses throughout the first 5 weeks this season, Ryan Barker filled in. Ryan Barker did a great job today. Hit a couple field goals. One was a 40-yarder, consistent, looked good in extra points. Just looks like a solid kicker, and you're going to need that going forward, especially as the competition ramps up quite a bit. USC, Ohio State, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The schedule only gets harder from here on out. But for me, that's another episode of a quick recap of the Penn State UCLA game. For more information on this game and a quick game recap and all kinds of other takeaways and stuff, check out pennstate.rivals.com, aka Happy Valley Insider, the go-to source for all things Penn State athletics, Penn State football, Penn State recruiting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Check it out and check us out on YouTube at Penn State Football 1. Let's see what they can do next week against a very good USC team. This is make or break time for Penn State football.